Hello students. Now we are going to learn the next topic, that is organizing the data. How we can organizing the data in a frequency distribution table. Yesterday we have discussed about the bar graph and the introduction of data handling. So now what is frequency? Frequency means what? The number of times particular entry occurs in a table. To find the frequency, we use the tally mark, right? We use the tally mark. After understanding this theory, we will going to solve the one problem. In that, you will definitely see the tally mark and how what is meant by frequency. Just keep in mind that number of times particular entry occurs means repeating of entry is the frequency. Yes. And what is frequency distribution table? Entries with their corresponding frequency is the frequency distribution table. Now I am going to solve this question which belongs to the subjects, tally marks and number of students. So here they have given the subjects, right? Here they have given the subjects. So we have to identify how many number of students by making the tally marks, right? So I am taking one by one, right? So here our first subject is art. So I am erasing it by pencil. Art. And I make the tally mark here. In art, 1. In mathematics, 1 tally mark. In science, 1 tally mark. In English, 1 tally mark. In mathematics, 1 again tally mark. In art, again tally mark. In English, again tally mark. In again mathematics, 3 tally mark. English. So in this way we have to mark the tally by making the slash on the subject name. Again art. So I will make in art. In science, again I will do in science, right? After that again art, again science. After that again science, then maths, then again art. So see here, when there is 4 tally marks are there and 5th tally mark will come, then we will put 5th tally mark like crossing this 4, right? This means that how many tally mark? 5, right? Now English, art. Now we will start by giving separate tally mark because this one group of 5 is over. Science, again in science 4 already there, 5th one is like that. Mathematics, again here is also 5th one like that. Science, separate, and last art, right? Now what we have to do, we have to count these frequencies, right? Number of students column is representing the frequency, right? So we can understand that the repetition of the subject is represented by the tally mark, and now we will going to write the number of students. So how many students? This is 5. 5 plus 2 7, right? Then 5, then 6, then 4. So what is the total number of students? Yes, we can make that 12. 12 plus 6 18, and 18 plus 4 22 students are there. So in this way we can make the frequency distribution table. On the basis of this you can do the question number 2 of 5.1 exercise, right? There you have to make the tally mark. Just do the steps I have told you. Put a cross on by a pencil after you are putting the tally mark in tally entries. Otherwise what will happen, you will forgot to enter the entry and that entry will come repeat in another subject or another uh, next, right, next coming name of the subject. So that will make your entries of frequency will wrong, right? So the base method, you put the cross like by pencil, and after that putting cross, put the tally mark here, right? Now the 22 students are there, right? How many art students, right? 7, mathematics 5, science 6, and English 6. On the basis of that, they have asked question. Now first question, which is the most like subject and the one least like? So most like subject means most highest number of frequencies there. So 7 is the highest number of frequency, that is the most like subject is art. And what about least like? The very less frequency is there is 4, English. Second question, how many number of students in a class? So there are 22 number of students in a class. So by making this frequency distribution table, we can give the answers to such a question which I have asked here, right? Now after frequency distribution table, our next topic is how to group a data. Means if you are not grouping the data, so what happen, we can go in lengthy work just like that. If you are grouping the data, then that grouping of data is going to make the class interval, right? Each group is known as class interval or a class, and in that group there are so many entries will come. So I have taken the example of that. For example, suppose this is 100 to 125 is a class interval or a class. So in that, this 100 and a less entry, right? Small number is the lower class limit and the highest number is the upper class limit, right? That is clear. In previous class also you have understand this, and you have gone through that, right? So each group of observation we will divide into a classes or class interval. In that class there is a lower class limit and upper class limit, right? For example, we have taken that 100 and 125. Now in second point, we have mentioned the second point, upper class limit and lower class limit. So to find the width or size of class, what is the size of the class? Then we will do the difference of the upper class limit and lower class limit. In that we will subtract the lower class limit from the upper class limit. So again, I have taken the example 125 minus 100. So our answer is 25. This is our class size, means size of class is 25, and each class having the same class size, right? That we will see further when we solve the problem. Now the next point is what is the mid value of the class. So mid value of the class is called the class mark. And what is class mark? It is the average of sum of lower class limit and upper class limit. So again, the formula written here, lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. For example, 100 plus 125 upon 2, 225 upon 2, and the answer is 112.2. So this is the class mark, means in the basic language we can say that mid value. Mid value of what? Mid value of this class. This is 100 and this is 125. So what is the mid value? This mid value is this 112.5, right? So either you can copy these points, or if you are able to understand, then you understand it. But always keep in mind till this unit will over. What is class mark? What is class width? What is the upper class limit, lower class limit, right? Yes. Now we are going to solve the example on the frequency distribution table in which class intervals or a group given, right? So here we have to make the frequency distribution table for the data on the weights in kg of 20 students. How many? 20 of class using interval. Already intervals are given there in exercise, also intervals are given there, 30 to 35, 35 to 40. So what is the class width, right? So 35 minus 30, the class width is 5, right? which is the upper class and which is the lower class. 35 is the upper class and 30 is the lower class. And what is the class mark? So class mark means 65 upon 2. So 65 upon 2. 65 upon 2 means 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4. 32.5 is the class mark. So now we have to use this given intervals in this area, right? Group or class interval column. So I will write one by one. 30 to 35, then next 35 to 40. See here, there is no gap between in two classes or class intervals, right? Now 40 to 45, then 45 to 50, right? And 50 to 55, and last 55 to 60, because our highest value is 60. Now give the tally mark 40. So 40 will come here. Now this is the question, where the 40 come? Think about that. Yes, I think most of you got the correct answer, but see the fact here. Here is also 40, here is also 40. So where the 40 will lie, right? Some of you will think that here, some of you will think that here. But 40 will lie not in both the classes, but it will lie in the one class, and that class will depend on the limits, right? Why limits? Because here 40 is upper class limit and here is 40 is lower class limit. So the out of these two classes, the 40 will lie in higher class, and higher class is where the value is bigger than 40. So here 45, right? Upper class is 45 and here upper class is 40. So 40 will lie here, right? So always keep in mind, wherever such confusion will occur, you will give the preference to the higher class, right? Now next number 38. 38. So here is 38. Now in next 33. 33 here. 48 here. 60. Now see here, 60 is here, so we have to make again one more class, 60 to 65. So 60 will lie here. 53 here. 31 here. 46 here. 34 here. 36 here. 49 here. 41 here. 55. See here again 55 and 55. So we will take 55 in higher class. So here 49 here. 65. 65. Now see this. Again we have to make one more class, that is 65 to 70. So it is here. Then 42 here. 44 again here. 47. Then 38 here, and last 39. So 39 is here. Now we got all the tallies, right? Now we can write in frequency distribution table, right? Yes. Now write the frequency distribution of all this. 3, 4, right? After that 4, 5, 1, 1, 1, and last is also 1. So in this way we will write the frequencies of all the tally marks of each class. Now how we can understand that all the tally marks and the frequency of each class are correct? By adding them, right? How many students in the class? We are taking the observation on the 20 students, right? On 20 students we are observing. So their sum should be always 20. So add them. 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 4, 11, 11 plus 5, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, and this 20. So the sum of the frequency is 20. Now we got this table, right? Now what is the question on that? We have to only make the construct the frequency distribution table by using such a class interval. So student, by using these rules that I have explained here, you can able to solve the question number 3, right? In question number 3, you have to make the frequency distribution table. Question number 3 of exercise 5.1. I will mention in Google Classroom, right?